Hey YouTube, Matches 860. Smoking the Friday Savinelli with some kind of mystery blend. Something that I whipped up one night some time ago. Have no idea what it is. Tastes like maybe a Virginia Burley something. And I have a whistle in my pipe. Gotta see if I can get rid of that. So in the spring of 1986, found myself unemployed. But I also learned that I had been under a tremendous amount of stress and didn't realize it. Was really leaving that job was the best thing I could have done for myself, I think. Scary time, though. My wife at the time was working at a apartment complex for the elderly right down the street from here. And I was able to pick up some time there filling in. I never really knew where I was going to be working in there, but at least that was money coming in. And I also got in touch with a guy that used to handle the supplies for the company that I had just worked for. And talking with him, he asked me if I'd be interested in doing some sales and consulting work for him. He was kind of drifting away from the healthcare business and getting into supermarkets and department stores and whatnot. So, even though I had never done any real sales work before, I decided I'd try it. And I'd usually pick one day to go up to Massachusetts and visit some of his customers. For about maybe 6 months, I was picking up some extra cash that way, and that was helping out. I also worked for a local cleaning company, small company, getting in almost full-time hours, so that was helping as well. Very exciting trying to juggle schedules and come up with a decent amount of money each week. Just never knew what was going to be coming in till the checks actually came through. So the big break happened for me. One day I went into work where my wife works, and they said, "We need you to help out with the marketing department." I said, "Okay, never done it before, but I'll try it." It was making phone calls, keeping files, writing follow-up letters to potential clients and stuff like that. And I got to know the marketing director fairly well. We worked well together. And I went in one morning, still working for him, and he told me he was going to be leaving. He had taken another position with another company. And was sad to see him go, but I said, hey, if you ever need any help at your new job, give me a buzz. Kind of forgot about it. I think that was probably towards the end of, no, it was summer of '86. And yeah, forgot all about him. And sure enough, he called me one day. I think that it was winter of '87. Said he had some work for me to do, mailing out brochures for a building that he was going to be running. It was still under construction, or it had just started being built. And so every time he had a mailing, I picked up some money doing that for him, still working where my wife worked, still working for the local cleaning company, still doing some sales. So things were pretty good at that point. Kind of hated the sales though. So further along in '87, I was actually working for this marketing guy in an office down in Middletown. And I went from working like once a week to a couple of times a week, doing the same stuff, mailings and filing, and I ended up following him to another office which was on the site of the building that he was going to be running. And long story short is that I was in there with him one day, and he had me sit in on this meeting that he was having with the phone company, trying to figure out where the office phones were going to go and how many they'd need and what kind of system and the whole bit. And after the meeting, he asked me if I'd be interested in starting up the building with him. That was right up my alley. And the whole time I had been working at my wife's place, it reminded me of the Life Care where I had worked in Massachusetts, where you had the independent living aspect, dealing with seniors that are in pretty good shape, was a completely different world than nursing homes, so I kind of liked it. So the first thing he had me do before he actually hired me was he had me set up how the housekeeping and maintenance departments would operate in this building. And when I handed over the report and all the description of what he'd need for equipment and so on and so forth, he made me an actual offer. And I kind of enjoyed doing all this freelance stuff, but it was nerve-wracking because you never knew how much money you were going to make from one week to the next. So I decided I'd prefer to be in one place full-time, knowing what I was going to get for a paycheck. So I accepted his offer. In the next video, I'll start out at that facility. And I actually thought I'd probably only be there a year or so, because I was going to move on to other things, I thought. but I'm still there today. Thanks an awful lot for joining me. Hope you have a great weekend.